Hello, my name is Yasmin. I'm a speech and language therapist from Symbol. Today's video is going to focus on the topic or category of clothing. So, as the idea of these videos are to focus on things that you can find around the house and some activities that you can do to support speech and language development with some things that are already in your house. Teaching categories is important for vocabulary development, as grouping things together allows us to file them away in our memory, and then we can find them again when we need to use them. As we group words together, we learn to associate other words for that specific group and begin to create the links between the words. So we're just going to go through some simple activities that you can use with some clothing items to help support that. So the first activity is the washing line. So this is just simply when you're putting out your washing. So ask your child to come with you, help and see if they can help you put out the washing. So get your washing basket, here's mine. And you start with younger children. I would just name the items of clothing as you're pulling them out. So we've got a pair of trousers. We're going to hang up a t-shirt. And we've got a hat. And next we've got some shorts. And then the next step up, you can start describing them. So we're going to put up some green shorts. We've got a spotty t-shirt. To make it a bit more fun or a bit more interesting, you can take turns in telling each other what to hang up. So the first person says, can you hang up a t-shirt? So they've got to run it around and look in, see if they can find a t-shirt. Found a t-shirt, that's the one. They're going to hang it up. Next person, can you hang up the trousers? Got to run it around, find the trousers. I found the trousers. Here we are, I'll hang them up. You could do it where you describe the item to each other. So, can you hang up the black spotty t-shirt? So they've got to look, try and find the black spotty t-shirt. There it is. You could do it so you describe it as something like, can you hang up something that you wear on your feet? So look through the basket. What can I find that I wear on my feet? A sock. Can you hang up something that you wear on your legs? What can I find on my legs? I found the trousers. I wear these on my legs, etc. So take it in turns, giving in instructions to hang up different things out of your washing line. And obviously you can do the same when you're packing it back in again. The next activity is getting dressed. So when your child's getting dressed in the morning or in the evening, getting undressed, talk about the items of clothing that they're going to be putting on. So label them, or you're putting on your jumper. Again, you can describe it. You're putting on your black jumper, or you're putting on your flowery shorts, or your green hat. You can also use this as a sequencing activity. So you can talk about what they're putting on first, what they put on next, and what they put on last. And for older children, you could ask them to get dressed and then for them to retell you how they got dressed. So that's using first, next and last. So first I put on my jumper, next I put on my trousers, and last I put on my socks. Sequencing skills we need in everyday life. It's often something we work on in speech and language therapy. We use them to talk about something in the past or to perform particular tasks that require steps. So that's a good activity to incorporate sequencing. The next activity is going on holiday. So pretend you're going on holiday with your child and you've got your suitcase or your bag, something you need to pack. You need to pack to go on holiday. So you can do this activity as a following instructions activity. So you could ask the child to go and find what they need to put in the bag. So, for example, I'm going on holiday and I need some shoes. Can you find me some shoes? So the child goes to find some shoes. They found some shoes, perfect, pack them in the bag. I need a hat. Off they go, child goes to find the hat and you can put it in your bag. To make it a bit more difficult, you could, instead of saying I need a hat, you could have said I need something to wear on my head. I need something to wear on my feet. I need something to wear when it's hot. I need something to wear when it's cold. And then another step up is you could, instead of asking the child to go and get one thing at a time, you could ask them to go and get 2 things. So they've got to listen carefully and they've got to remember what you've said. So, can you go and get me a hat and some socks? So they've got to go and find a hat and some socks and put them in the bag. Can you go and get me a jumper and some shorts? Go and find the jumper, go and find the shorts. You can do it as a 3-part instruction. Can you go and find me the gloves, the scarf and a jumper? So they've got to remember all 3 parts, come back with your gloves, scarf and jumper. Again, to make that more difficult for older children, you could do the same thing, but instead of labelling the item, you could say, can you go and find me something to wear when it's sunny? Can you go and find me something to wear on my feet? And can you go and find me something to wear when I go swimming? That's a nice, fun, easy activity, and to pretend you're going on holiday. The next activity is sorting. So sorting out your wardrobe. You can sort out your wardrobe or you can sort out your child's wardrobe. And the idea is just to put everything together in different categories and see how many different things you can find in your wardrobe. So you could put everything together that are shorts. So you could put all the shorts together in one pile. You could put all the t-shirts together in one pile, all the socks together in one pile, etc. Or you could do everything that's stripy in one pile, everything that's green in another pile, everything that you wear in the winter in another pile. So you put your scarf and your hat and your jumper in another pile. So there's lots of different categories that you could sort your clothes into. You could do sizes, big, small, how they feel, what they look like. The next activity is I went to the shops. So you don't need anything again for this activity. It's just the traditional game.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Of I went to the shops. So I went to the shop and I bought a jumper. But the idea of the game this time is that you're going clothes shopping, so you're always going to be buying an item of clothes. So this is an auditory memory task. The child's got to remember everything on the shopping list as you go along, and it obviously gets harder and harder as you go along. So I went to the shop and I bought a jumper. So the next person says, I went to the shop and I bought a jumper and a hat. I went to the shop and I bought a jumper, a hat and a scarf, and so on. And see how long you can make that list with items of clothing before you can forget, or before you can't think of any more items of clothing to go on your list. And the last activity is 20 questions, or questions. So the idea is you put some items of clothing out in front of the child, so lay them out on the table, on the floor, or wherever you're playing. You can do more items, makes it more tricky, less items will be a bit easier, so have a think about what would be best for your child. And I've lost my coin. The idea is that you hide something small underneath, like a coin. I've misplaced my coin, so I'm going to use a dice. So have everything laying out on the table. Ask your child to close their eyes and no peeking. Whilst they've got their eyes shut, you hide your coin or your small item or your sticker or anything under one of those pieces of clothing. So I'm going to hide it underneath here. The child opens their eyes and they've got to ask you questions about where you've hidden it. So they could say, younger children could say, is it under the shorts? No. So it's not underneath these 2 items, it's not under the shorts. Is it under a top? Yes, it's under one of these. For an older child, you could ask them to not label the item, but say something like, is it under something that I wear on my hands? No. So they know it's not underneath the glass. Is it under something that I wear on my legs? No. They know it's not under something, the shorts. Is it under something spotty? Yes. Ta-da! Oh, and here's my coin. My coin was under there too. So there's my coin and my dice, both under something spotty. So I hope you found those games helpful. Just as I said, it's just some ideas of how to develop language skills with some items around your house. Thank you for listening.